As the first shots rang out, the U.S. Fort Worth's crew sprang into action. The ship's commanding officer issued orders to activate the weapon systems and prepare the small boat for deployment. The crew was trained for this kind of encounter and knew exactly what to do.
In the vast expanse of the world's oceans, piracy remains a persistent threat, especially in areas known for their shipping routes. But what happens when pirates mistakenly target a U.S. Navy ship? Today, we'll explore the gripping story of a pirate attack that took a turn no one expected. Join us as we dive into the events that led to this dramatic confrontation, the ensuing chaos, and the lessons learned. Understanding modern piracy. Piracy is often thought of as a relic of the past, conjuring images of swashbuckling buccaneers and treasure maps. However, modern piracy is a real and evolving threat, particularly in hotspots like the Gulf of Aden, the Strait of Malacca, and the waters off the coast of Somalia. These regions are notorious for pirate attacks, driven by economic desperation and the lure of ransom payments. Modern pirates operate with speed and precision, typically using small, fast boats to chase down cargo ships. Their motivations vary, but the goal is often the same: to seize valuable cargo or take hostages for ransom. The rise of piracy in the 21st century has prompted a robust international response, with navies from various countries patrolling these dangerous waters. Introducing the U.S. Fort Worth. Enter the U.S. Fort Worth, a Freedom-class littoral combat ship commissioned into the U.S. Navy. Designed for operations close to shore, this ship is equipped with advanced technology, including sophisticated radar systems and weapons. The Fort Worth is capable of a wide range of missions, from anti-piracy operations to humanitarian assistance. On the day in question, the U.S. Fort Worth was conducting routine patrols in a region known for pirate activity. The ship was crewed by a highly trained and experienced team, ready to respond to any threats. With a combination of agility, speed, and firepower, the Fort Worth was an impressive asset in any maritime confrontation. The pirates' miscalculation. Meanwhile, a group of pirates had been planning their next move. After several successful attacks on cargo ships, they felt emboldened and sought a bigger prize. They had been tracking a merchant vessel they believed to be an easy target. However, in a critical miscalculation, they targeted the U.S. Fort Worth instead. As they approached in their small, heavily armed speedboat, the pirates were confident. They were armed with automatic weapons and believed they could overpower the crew of any ship they encountered. Little did they know that they were about to face a well-prepared U.S. Navy vessel. The initial encounter. As the sun began to set, casting an orange hue across the water, the pirates closed in on what they thought was an unsuspecting cargo ship. Fort Worth, however, had already detected their approach using advanced radar systems. The crew was alerted and preparations began for a potential confrontation. The captain of the Fort Worth ordered the ship to maintain a safe distance while assessing the threat. This decision was crucial, allowing the crew to gather intelligence on the approaching vessel and devise a plan to respond appropriately. The pirates, fueled by adrenaline and arrogance, charged forward, unaware of the reality they were about to face. The pirates' bold attack. As the pirates drew closer, they initiated their attack. They planned to board the vessel, take hostages, and demand ransom. The crew of the Fort Worth, however, was ready for action. Upon recognizing the pirates' intentions, the captain ordered the crew to prepare for defensive measures. The Fort Worth's crew quickly activated its defense protocols, preparing to deploy a small boat equipped with armed personnel. The pirates, now fully engaged, began firing their weapons, but Fort Worth's crew remained calm and composed, ready to counter the threat. The scene was tense and the stakes were high. With their own weapons at the ready, the crew of the Fort Worth began to maneuver the ship strategically, cutting off the pirates' escape routes. The ship's speed and agility became critical advantages in this confrontation. The captain communicated with the pirates through radio, issuing the warning to cease fire and stand down. A dangerous standoff. The situation escalated into a dangerous standoff. The pirates, now realizing they had targeted a U.S. Navy ship, attempted to regroup and reassess their options. Meanwhile, the crew of the Fort Worth remained in control, maintaining their composure despite the chaos. As the pirates hesitated, the Navy crew took this opportunity to initiate a tactical maneuver. They deployed the small boat, filled with armed sailors trained for anti-piracy operations. The small boat approached the pirates' vessel, issuing clear commands for them to surrender. The pirates' decision. Faced with overwhelming odds and realizing the gravity of their mistake, the pirates hesitated. They had assumed they were attacking an easy target, but were now confronted with the full might of the U.S. Navy. The crew of the Fort Worth continued to issue warnings, emphasizing the futility of their position. With their escape routes blocked and the Navy's small boat closing in, the pirates made the fateful decision to surrender. They dropped their weapons and raised their hands, signaling their capitulation. The Navy's display of force and resolve had successfully deterred what could have been a catastrophic encounter, securing the situation. As the pirates surrendered, the crew of the Fort Worth swiftly moved in to secure the situation. The Navy personnel boarded the pirates' vessel, ensuring all crew members were accounted for and that there were no hidden threats. The professionalism of the U.S. Navy shone through as they executed their mission with precision. All 5 pirates were apprehended without a single shot fired in anger. The crew took control of the situation, documenting the incident and preparing to escort the captured pirates back to a secure location for prosecution. The successful operation showcased the effectiveness of the Navy's training and readiness in the face of maritime threats. Aftermath and implications. In the aftermath of this encounter, the pirates faced serious consequences for their actions. The incident made headlines around the world, serving as a stark reminder of the dangers of piracy and the unwavering commitment of the U.S. Navy to protect maritime interests. The captured pirates were eventually handed over to the authorities, where they would face prosecution for their crimes. The successful defense by the U.S. Fort Worth reinforced the importance of naval presence in piracy-prone waters, highlighting the need for vigilance in protecting shipping lanes and international trade routes. This incident also sparked discussions about the global response to piracy, emphasizing the importance of international cooperation in combating this threat. Countries around the world took notice of the U.S. Navy's decisive action, prompting greater collaboration in maritime security efforts. Lessons learned. The encounter between the pirates and the U.S. Fort Worth serves as a cautionary tale for would-be criminals. It underscores the risks of targeting military vessels and the potential repercussions of such decisions. The pirates underestimated their adversary and paid the price for their miscalculations. For the U.S. Navy, the incident reaffirmed the effectiveness of their training and readiness. It also highlighted the importance of intelligence and situational awareness in naval operations. The crew's ability to respond quickly and effectively played a critical role in the successful outcome of this encounter. Ending. In conclusion, the pirates attacking the U.S. Fort Worth was a story of miscalculation and consequence. It highlights the ongoing challenges of modern piracy and the vital role of naval forces in safeguarding international waters. Thank you for joining us in this thrilling exploration of piracy and naval defense.